It's the Cable League, MTGO Show.
Was that more impressive than the CubeCon crown? It was, yeah. CubeCon is tough. There's like a lot of strong players there, but once you make it to the top 64, I think you just need to 6-0, right? All right, big robots. Aether Spark looks like it would play well with big robots. I wonder if Hull Breacher could help me create large robots, because a lot of them are like constructs, right? Where the power and toughness is equal to the number of artifacts you have, and Hull Breacher can sure make a lot of treasure. Plus, Aether Spark's likely to wheel. Well, Ragavan also makes artifacts. Yeah, Nadu usually rewards you for going in a slightly different direction. I have had Nadu in my artifact decks, though. Let's grab Ragavan. Let's grab Rags. Here we go. We got some artifacts. Got some artifacts cooking. So Saheeli can copy a giant artifact, which I dig. It also spits out a bunch for constructs. Portal is interesting, but I think I'm going to grab the Saheeli here. Saheeli can also copy mana rocks and get you mana that way and get you ramping up to the biggins. There we are. This tip feels like it's going places. Not peripheral. Always trying to win. Always trying to do the stip. I don't draft differently when I'm on a streak or whatever. Maybe on a losing streak. On a losing streak, I'll be like, another fucking card. Another goddamn magic card. What do we do here, huh? Map could help us find Academy, which could get us some very large creatures. Gadgeteer also helps with the artifact production. I love being a Tali, but it is not. It's not an artifact creature. It is not a massive rock hard machine. If we get workshops, I'm gonna want stuff to play off of it. And Coalition Relic's like one of the better workshop cards. I do like how top works with Gadgeteer. That's a Healy, right? Yeah, there's two little top combos there. Maybe that's enough to take it over Relic. Hey, here we go. That feels pretty in line with the stip. Yeah, Battlesphere is not only like a big chunky boy, but also juices up those constructs. We can get a very large artifact creature that way. Manifold Key is pretty good with top, and it'll probably be good with other things we get later. I'm going to grab Kitten, though, because Kitten, Blinking Karn, or Battlesphere could really do the trick. Could really punch the number. Still can't figure out if Aether Spark is on plan, or if I should just be grabbing Tree Major Chromatic Star here. You just obtained your driving license? Hell yeah, Jidhem. Way to fucking go. Wow, it's a late turn, huh? The cutter would have been interesting. Artifact Haste Giver. For the big boys. Aether Spark's not a robot. No, but the art looks a little robot-y, and it's a big artifact thing, and it's good. It works well with big robots, right? Yeah, actually working on that myself. I think I'll be taking the driver's test in a couple weeks. Maybe I should look into scheduling that. I think we're just taking Talisman here. So getting a little bit of Ramperoni. The Clamp's very funny with Saheeli. Chainsaw could grow some critters. I think I want that Steam Vents. Shelldock Isle's interesting. You like the warp? I don't hate the warp. Looking at Nexus, looking at that Remand. Hey, there's the workshop. So right now we're like a little light on things to shop out, but I do like that our top end works well with it. Dismember tempting. Yeah, fuck it. Golos. All right, we just need an academy. We're getting the big boys. We're getting some big boys. Is a shock less likely to wheel than a fetch in my experience? Nope. Fetches are way less likely to wheel. You're saying, like, because I got the Tarn, that, like, we can count on the Steam Vents to wheel? One thing is, like, someone might have seen something very important in the Tarn pack and taken that over the Tarn, even though they were cared about, like, were interested in those colors. Another thing is, people will pick up colors as the thing goes on, right? People find cards to splash and stuff. So just because a fetch wheeled earlier doesn't mean, like, a duel in that pairing is going to wheel later on. Well, Skydiver could be ramp. Hey, there's some real ramp. And an excellent card with workshops. Are mirror robots? They certainly are. Yeah, Shelldock and Time Warp are still very tempting. The Chainsaw is tempting. I'm going to take the Chalice, though. One more thing to play off Workshop mana. And we went from not having a lot to being pretty good there. Exiling Lutri is tempting, but we don't have a lot to copy. I'm just going to grab this Legion Extruder. I think it's going to be good in this deck. And it does spit out robots, right? Little 3/3 boys. It hurts my soul seeing Bloodbraid Challenger that late. You think Jace was good there? The fucking Mill Jace? Nah. I mean, it's something for the kitten to blink, but we already have plenty of that. We're good there. Thinking about Greaves. Thinking about Galvanic Discharge. Get a removal spell in here. Let's grab Greaves. It's pretty on theme with making a bunch of giant robots, huh? How much was the cost for an entire year step? I could probably math that. But I set the sub goal at 2,500 subs. Well, this is the largest artifact creature we've seen so far, so we're going to get that in here. Yeah, we could have Bowmasters and Hull Breacher and no draw 7s, Cauldron Complete, not quite an artifact chonker. It's a germ with a sword. Mystic Confluence is kind of interesting. I'm gonna grab Dark Slick. We passed Wheel in the Talisman pack. Really? I believe you, but that's a little wild. Because we had a Hull Breacher already, right? I guess we had like very few actual ramp spells, but Hull Breacher plus Wheel is a ramp spell. I must have just missed it. Or maybe I just like brain farted and forgot about Hull Breacher in here. It happens. Usually chat misreading cards happens more often, which makes me feel a little bit better, but yeah, sometimes I do just miss cards. You see enough packs, sometimes they can blur together a little bit. Starting to feel like we're not going to get the Academy here. That's alright. I might run map just to get Workshop with this chunkety top end. Memory Jar would be nice, yeah. The largest titan of them all. Might cut Gadgeteer here. Jesus Christ. Nobody wants the good green cards. Rumble, I think, might just, like, actually be the best green card. I think the Aether Spark's not going to make the cut here. Eyes getting a little stressed. I'm gonna put on these here gunners. I maybe don't need Dismember if I have Fire Covenant. Dismember makes it a little easier for the Ragavan to get in, though. Mana's like weirdly good, huh? I think I'm going to treat Hull Breacher as a sideboard card, because we didn't really find ways to abuse it. And there are certainly matchups where it just doesn't do anything, whereas Bowmaster just doesn't have bad matchups. Like 10 blue sources. 9 black sources. 7 red. We actually probably want more red, huh? I said it was 8 black, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 3 black cards, counting Fire Covenant, and 4 red. Sneak Attack, sometimes you need 2 as well. Man, we really just do not need much blue, actually. We only have 3 blue cards here. Currently it's 998, but I think Mountain should be one of the 9s. Overage taps for red natural. Yeah, hard to foresee for sure. This is like the 3rd time I've gotten this. The other times it's self-corrected. I just gave it some time. I'm gonna mull this one. I'm gonna keep any hand with shops. It's our main accelerant in this deck. Well played. Not leading on Workshop. Yeah. Didn't have anything to play off of it. Might be saving it until the turn we play Golos. Coalition Relic would have made activating Golos possible too. See if this can resolve. Hell yeah. So Verge needs an Island or Mountain. We already have a Mountain. Yeah, if I'm grabbing Darkslate. No Survey of Lands in this deck or anything. If we rip a Mana Rock next turn, we can sneak in Triplicate Titan. And have our record be set to... I'm not going to play out the Sneak Attack here, because then it gets exposed to random disenchants. Opponent's showing green mana. And the Golos didn't get countered. There's double blue now, though. Current largest artifact, our metalliest of metals, is a 9/9. Now that I'm here, I kind of wish I had played the Sneak Attack last turn, then I'd have Fire Covenant up. Just eat them all. Opponent's at 8. So we could double block one and chump another, and then be able to Fire Covenant the remaining 2. And we'd have a single 3/3 to try and win with. I think I'm just going to eat the 15. And fucking hope I can connect. Myco Spawn's just a 3/3. Fire Covenant can kill a 3/3. I have 5 life. Fire Covenant can kill both of those. Exactly. Exactly. Wow. And the artifacts take it down. Wild game, Feels like a deck where Old Breacher would do something, huh? We're playing blue cards. Yeah, large Robit's doing large Robit stuff. We didn't see it draw a spell. Yeah, we saw Strip Mine stuff. I'm going to leave it out. So we have a bit more info. Could have taken 9 more, in fact. We could have had so much more deck damage that game. Not even close. Waiting for Nico Rubin to decide whether or not to play first. While we're chilling here, do any of y'all have a line on a good animator for animated emotes? A good artist? That's fine if not. I think the last person I found that made a post on social media, and I just ended up seeing it randomly. I did some like preliminary searches, and the search results were clogged with trash. Selling like emote packages to newer streamers. Trash is the wrong word. They're like quality emotes and stuff. Just not what I'm looking for. Yeah, this can find a mana rock for me. A flash. Well. If only we had Academy. If you mention emotes on Twitter, you'll get spammed by bots regardless of the context of the tweet. Right? Yeah. That's kind of why I'm like just asking in general. Seems like word of mouth is the best way to find someone these days. I sent an email to the person that I used before, but that was like 5 years ago, and I didn't get an email back, so unsurprisingly, I probably moved on with their career. Uh-oh. Am I dead? Do I die? World Spine Worm. Am I supposed to soak 5 of that? Then 12? Yeah, let's go ahead and block. Hey, Jay Sojourner, thanks for the 85 months there. Kind of feels like I'm fucked, huh? We have 5 blockers, but there's 10 damage coming through. And if I fetch to sneak attack out Blightsteel... Well, we should do that anyway. Even though it's losing, even though it's a losing line. Because we're fucked regardless, and this ups our record. Because now we've had an 11/11 artifact creature in play. And 11/11 is pretty big. It's on Stip exactly. We came here to play the big robots. We might as well play the big robots. Ooh, thanks, Snap. right, game 3, let's go. Skydiver looking a little better after that game. We saw targets for Extruder, but I wonder if we have too much of this stuff. I'll go Dismember, even though Dismember can pop a 5/5. I really want that Dismember on the draw, but I want to bin the Karn, right? Basically a Karn step. How would you like to get time walked, opponent? Fair enough. Well, that's probably what I was going to map for. I think the map's just going to chill and play and be a cool little artifact to bump my Karn Strux. Would you like to play a thing for me to remand? Yeah, I'll remand that. I'll remand anything that moves. Mesmeric Fiend would be Bowmasterable. I'll fire this off just to have some blockers. Oh, shit. Maybe that's supposed to Karn uptick. Guy's Cradle, what's going on over there? Yeah, Twitch chat, do you have a link? I want this to resolve first so I can kill the 1/1 that comes in. Instants are already in the graveyard, so I don't think we have to over damage there. Would have been embarrassing for them to like cycle a Triome or some shit. All right, time to make some fucking robots. Oh, man. That is annoying. Oh, they got that Bowmaster. Is that a freebooter? They don't have a Legion Extruder in hand is the puzzling part to me. Maybe they have a draw 7 handy. Look, a memory jar. Probably should have made the Chalice on 2, and then I'd have 2 mana up here, and then I could activate the Legion Extruder. The 5/5 could actually serve then, instead of having to chill and be conservative. I mean, I could just attack anyway. They can't clear the Karn. Would I exile Sneak Attack? Sorin cometh, sure. 6 mana. Tokens overload. Yeah, really regretting not having Legion up here. Yeah, normally you would instant speed the Legion Extruder, but I think getting Greaves on the Golem token is worth. I think that's a useful thing to do. Mother of Rune's not actually very good against a pile of artifact creatures. So there's that at least. Inquisitioning. They're just Inquisitioning for Extort here. God, what did they just fucking drain me out, Tom? Card down. I think if you send 2/3/3s at the Sorin, they let it die, and then you get like attacked back. God, that upticks for +2. That was probably correct. Ooh. Kind of a terrifying card when you're at 9 specifically, was my thought. So these aren't the largest artifacts I've ever seen, but we do have a nice little artifact army. They are wearing their booties into battle. If we can find like anything, then we can start triggering Saheeli every turn and just like get a nice mass going. Yeah, get that 2 damage in. One cool thing about Legion is it becomes very difficult to answer the tokens if the Legion's untapped. Because you like just sack them. If your opponent's got like a giant creature, you can threaten to like perma block that way. I think I sacked the Greaves. I think I get one more 3/3 out of this caboodle. Then I think I run the Saheeli out. Because I got this nice blocker anyway. The Hull Breacher deck indeed trophied one Freeman. Oh my god. Alright, I want my Lightning Greaves back. I would like a refund! Well, they attacked me, not Saheeli. Interesting. I guess I am at 5. And I am just never going to draw a spell. How many turns has this been? I feel like this has been an egregious number of turns to not have drawn a spell. That's what I think. Does this sound like... I know it sounds like I'm complaining, because I am. I am complaining right now. I would like to whine. I would like to throw a fit. Where? Where are my spells? Where? Let's see. 1, 2, 3 lands in there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is it 16 lands? There's no way, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's 15. So there are 2 lands in my remaining 15 cards. Is that accurate? 2 lands in there. Some of these were from the opponent's removal spell. Yeah, 2 of them from the wins. Still. Like, if I had 4 lands in my 15, it would still be an unfortunate ratio. I'm double counting the lands that Karn gave me. Oh, okay, you're right. I counted Watergrave, and the Watergrave's there. Well, fair enough. The song's a banger. Yeah, it's not even, like, an individual song. It's their, like, techno set. But I just threw it into my playlist because it's good vibes. I like how they're, like, rocking out with the instruments into. They have a bunch of these thrown up on YouTube. Different sets and stuff. Slightly different moods. They don't always have the vocals there. Here we go. Oh, I could have attacked with a kitten and gotten vigilance. We can't draw because of the Bowmaster. I think we're just gonna just gonna pass here. Techno set in the forest is interesting. I mean, there's the Electric Forest Festival. I think that happens like kind of close to where I am too. They put a bunch of lights on the trees and shit. Looks like a good time. Your buddy's going to EDC this weekend. Have I ever been? I have. EDC was almost too much for me. I enjoyed myself, but it is a lot. It is a lot for sure. A lot of awesome shows. Really epic stuff. I hate that we are at exactly enough life where, like, activating the relic is just not a thing I can do. Hell yeah, Mio. I hope you have a great time at Burning Man. They just found a recurring nightmare. We can skip to recurring nightmare. I'm done with this. I'm done with this game. You win, sure. Alright, there's 11 cards remaining. There's 1 more land remaining. Yeah, there's exactly 1 more land left in the 11. All my gas. All my big boys. I think it's time. I think it's time the Aether Spark came in. Showed us what it's got. Revoker? For what? Named Cathar Commando. Trying to meddling mage their meddling mage. You trim 5 or 6 lands? Yeah, disgust. Feels like a discard spell. It is not. Cool. Maybe I can get a blue source so I can remand whatever they're going to play off that Mana Vault. Chrome Mox. Printing Winds of Abandon. See, opponent's not screwed here or anything. Like, they burned the Mana Vault, but they still have Chrome Mox for what? They still have mana production. Still deploy threats and stuff. Was this an easy keep? We're keeping pretty much any hand with Workshop because it's my only real acceleration. I'm going to hold on to Saheeli, actually, because they have that Flash 3-1. Might just be coming down. Yeah. I don't want it to get free chips in. I might draw an artifact that I can play off Workshop next turn. Get some 1/1s in play. Safe travels, lick pose. If anyone asks, like, customs or ice or whatever, if anyone asks what you think of U.S. foreign policy or the current administration, I recommend lying. Wholeheartedly. If you are traveling to the U.S. right now. Maybe put some American flags on your stickers on your traveling suitcase. You are not obligated to tell the truth, yeah. I know you're joking, Diabor, but cops can also lie. That's not a real thing. You're going to Europe in a few months and you're scared of how they're going to feel about you. I mean, for a long time, this might be more exacerbated these days, but for a very long time, it was a perfectly legit strategy as an American traveler to put a Canadian flag on your suitcase. We sound pretty similar. You'll get slightly better service. Totally valid. A regional American accent? I don't think most people can tell. 7 mana towards a triplicate Titan. So close. You just plan to apologize a lot. Oh, plan, I suppose. No, my cat. Kill their things before they get a chance to drain me again. Now let's hope we don't need blue mana for anything, huh? immediate next draw. That 4 mana artifact card would be pretty nice here. It would double ramp me to Titan. It would also fix blue for Strix here. I mean, eventually they'll draw Luris, and it'll get back Bowmaster. Careful, Caleb. Steady, steady. Karn should be a damn artifact. That's all I have to say about it. Look at that art. How is Aether Spark an artifact, but Karn isn't? Oh my fucking god. They just grabbed my goddamn 9/9. Then I finally have enough mana to cast? This is some horse shit. Stuff, but the only card you would look at and be like, that's a card that can win a game of Magic. Do stips come before pack 1, pick 1? Yep. Yeah, people ask me, hey, how do you feel about a stip? I okay it. And then we jam it right from the get-go. The Tarn can go get a Watery Grave. On the plus side, in terms of a giant artifact creature stip, we have had some 11/11s in play. That's pretty good. Imagine if we'd been on the play here, Romance the Hierarch on R2, and then they just don't get to play Oko for a whole ass turn. And the orcs would be in play to attack it. I think we'd have a real rough time with Oko. Maybe sneak attack's good against it. Haven't had a cat game yet. They're stealing my orcs. Does that mean they're about to play a draw 7? Maybe they're just worried about me playing a draw 7. Well, so far we lost to my 9/9. Will we also lose to my 1/1? They mana drained and then had nothing to do with the mana at least. So it's just a counterspell. Currently have 7 mana. So if we crack this for workshops and run out Greaves, we can make a hasty 9/9 in a couple turns. Uh-oh, the Hexdrinky. The Hexdrinky cometh. Upheaval would be sick here. We don't have that card. Pretty much dead here, right? Yeah, I think we're pretty much just dead. I'm gonna bring in Revoker. I think we've had an easier time there without that Oko, Cutting Strix kind of hurts my soul. Gotta cut something, though. I think it's supposed to be Ragavan. Deal for Strix for top 15? It used to be. I used to pick Strix very highly. Still a good card. Could dismember him. But we have these orcs, huh? They might as well sing for their supper. Save the dismember for something that they can't shoot down. What songs do orcs sing? There is an orc song in the animated Lord of the Rings. Yeah, where there's a whip, there's a way. I'd rather be singing a nice Hobbit song myself. All right, we have once again been mana drained. Where they pitch that Forced Negation to Fairy, huh? But I wish they had that one. Bing! Bing! And that's the machine that goes bing! And that's the most expensive machine in the hospital. Aren't you lucky? Yeah, let's get a nice orc song up in here. We got Fraction. They just fractured my identity. You're listening to the Lord of the Rings audiobook, and Circus is reading, and he sings the orc songs. Very fun. Yeah, I wasn't super interested in a Smeagol prequel movie, but then when I saw that he was directing, I was like, okay, that's at least a little interesting, right? Boop boop. Can we get a large fucking artifact creature? These orc tokens are not doing it for the step. Come on, come on, come on. Well, that's an answer to a 3/3. Hot diggity. One giant robot. Oh, they let me get the dual lethal. They didn't block, so I got lethal infect and damage. Very cool of them. Don't see that super often. Should be 2 wins, right? Should carry over to the next draft. Hand's a little painful, but I'm gonna keep it. Oh, nice. Don't necessarily have to shock myself 2 turns in a row. Lotus Cobra. Cankerbloom, sure. Oh, one thing about bowmasting here instead of fire covenanting is that they did show us force negation in an earlier game. Probably better, huh? I got excited to fire covenant the Canker Bloom while they didn't have a mana open, but I should have been thinking about like why they would be in this spot. And force negation makes sense as a holding. Has Fire Covenant been in the cube a long time? I think it's been in for like 4 years or so. It saw like a bit of legacy play, briefly. So it's not some like wild out there technology. I used to pick up copies from bargain bins because the art was so cool and I thought the card was really good. It is a very sweet card, yeah. Would have been cute to Kitten Blink Orcs. Natural Order, don't like that. Huh. Well, that seems quite bad for me. I'll take the 6. I don't think Sneak Attack quite works, right? I can play the Swamp, play Sneak Attack, blink this, have red mana, but nothing to sneak in. Damn. Yeah, so we can make a 3-3 here, but a 3-3 is not quite good enough to block by itself. The plan was to make a 3-3 and combine block on the Woodfall, take 1 trample, go to 1, and then draw for our turn and hope to, like, get him with Sneak Attack or something. Hope to find some big beast. Damn. Fun step! We did make some large critters. I think the largest we got was 11-11. I was hoping that I would get a Construct larger than that. Never quite panned out that way. We had a lot of awkward draws. Never really popped off with Cat and Sahili and stuff. Which I think could have done that, right? And spit out a bunch of 1/1s. Make a big Construct. Still, a lot of fun. Some cool games. Opponents doing cool things. I think I'm done for the night. I think I'm going to go take a nice shower. And that'll be awesome. Tomorrow,